Sanibonani, Londimpilo Nombulelo Khathi osebenza njenge-wellness practitioner, registered counselor, which covers trauma counseling, marriage counseling as my specialty, and relationship coaching as well. Inhloso yethu ukuthi wonke umuntu akabe nethemba, wonke umuntu akazi ukuthi impilo iyaqhubeka, wonke umuntu akazi ukuthi uma ngabe ehlangabezana nobunzima unaye omunye umuntu angakwazi ukukhuluma naye. Angabi khona umuntu ozozizwa eyedwa emhlabeni kodwa abantu bekhona. Impilo yomuntu matters to me, matters to you. So asibone ukuthi senze njani ukuze sibonisane. Lana ke uma ngabe ukuthi kwenzeke lesi simo sesikhulume ngaso ukuthi omunye wabantu abashadile aphumele ngaphandle ayoba nobudlelwane, into efanele yenzeke ukuze uma ngabe ukuthi siqondile ukulungisa isimo, okokuqala nje fanele nithole intervention njengoba sengishilo, nikwazi ukubona umuntu, you see a professional person. If not, you do have access to people, like I've said. When you see a professional person is there as a mediator. You're just there as or more as a facilitator, because you're just facilitating the process between two people. Kahle kahle abantu abaziyo ukuthi kwenzekeni la is these two people that needs to actually have a safe space to be able to talk and babonisane ukuthi benze njani. So okokuqala nje okwenzakalayo ukuthi nesikhuthazayo ukuthi fanele you need to make sure that your space is safe enough for you to be able to open up. That is one, because you're trying ukuthi you need to reach the point where you learn to trust again. That is if you still want to carry on with the relationship and you still want to carry on in the relationship, in the marriage. Because we're not saying ukuthi that is the end of you as married people or people in the relationship, but all we're saying ukuthi into eyonakele edinga ukuthi ilungiswe. Indlela ziningi zokuyilungisa. How do you survive? Omunye umuntu uyayibuza ukuthi, so how do I actually survive after this? So the thing that I can tell you ukuthi usurvive kanjani, I can only tell you ukuthi iqiniso elimsulwa ukuthi it's not bazokutshela nabanye, it's not actually easy to get over isimo esikanje, but you can get over it. Into yokuqala nje ukuthi uma ngabe nimisele nobabili to work things out, then you start with njoba sengishilo, look for help, seek for help. When you seek for help, you need to be open enough. You need to make sure that you speak about, you give details. If I say you give details, I mean details, because somebody else, your partner, your wife, your husband, will actually want to know what really happened and how, where, and why. So zonke lezi zinto, they give you time to actually be able to relive the moment. Unfortunately, you are gonna do this for the next person ukuthi alapheke. Ngoba kahle kahle uma ngabe nilimazene ngalolu hlobo, ngiye ngithi mina akekho omunye umuntu singazama siyanhlanganisa kahle kahle bese create space la ngakwazi ukuhlanganisela khona nokuthi ke we lead you into a path correct for you ukuthi nikwazi ukukhuluma, and we facilitate the process yenu. Kodwa kahle kahle abantu who are able to heal lana and who are capable to bring each other out of the pit and out of the dark space is the same people, which is the two of you. When you tell the truth, ungakuthathi kancane ukuthi ngikhuluma, I give the details. That's what I said you do first when you want to make things right. You give the details and you don't leave anything out, because lana you're trying to mend one of the biggest pillars of love, of marriage, of relationship, which is trust. So if you are to mend it and if you are to do it right, the first thing is you give out details. You open up, you give out details, and you expect and you give an opportunity to the next person to be able to ask where they don't understand, to be able to show their feelings and to express how they feel without you getting offended, because sometimes the feelings get the better of us. We just get offended bese omunye umuntu eshrink angabe sakwazi ukubuza. So the next thing bese uthi ngixolisile wangixolela, let's carry on with life, and you expect ukuthi okay asiqhubeke nempilo, kanti yena usabambelele ekuthenini but ngiyafisa ukuthi kwakwenzeke kanjani, ngiyafisa ngisho ukubuza ukuthi awu nosibanibani pho, noma mhlawumbe uyamazi noma umazi, uyafisa nanokubuza ukuthi ingobe wayenjani yena, ingoba wayengcono kunami, ngoba uzama ukuzibuza. Uyakhumbula ukuthi sithe ukwenza kanje kumuntu umenza azifile engemuntu, afile sengathi khona lento eshodayo kimi, mhlambe ikhona into okufanele ngiyenze noma bekufanele ngiyenze noma ngimenzele yona ekhombisayo ukuthi ngampela I'm worth uthando lwakhe. So if you open up, you give details as honest as you can be, and the other person ayobuza imibuzo, and you allow them ukuthi abe open, abuze anything afuna ukuyazi, nento abona sengathithi iyamphazamisa nento angayi-understand, and be open enough. At this point ke siye sithi ngomsebenzi wethu, you do not start by being defensive, or you point out ukuthi why I did this ingoba, because that's not going to help you. Instead, it's going to make the situation obhekene naso even worse. Because if you qala uku defender, then kuba nento ethi okay, maybe you are not remorseful ngokuphelele, maybe you think ukuthi you have a good excuse to do what you did, so omunye umuntu bese ngabe sakumukela kahle ngisho uxolo. Okunye okufanele ukwenze, we need to be able to give each other space. We spoke about being honest, space to release how I feel, to express how I feel. For some people it will be anger. And get now uyabona ukuthi sithe you ask, you be in a professional space where you're able to have somebody who is there as a mediator or as a facilitator. I think I'll stick to facilitating, as a facilitator, because kahle kahle abantu who does the talking is the both of you. Uyabuza omunye uyabeka, okunye futhi okulindelekile nokusizayo ukuthi do not wait for things zize zidiscover without you ukuvolunteer usho ukuthi kwenzeke kanje nokuthi ungazulinde, because umuntu mase ke wayitholela futhi aloke gumbo nokunye, then it makes it worse for you to be trusted again, because kusho ukuthi I gave you a chance for us to go and see someone, and we're supposed to be open enough, which never happened. So that's a problem. And another thing that you need to do if you are to get through this and honestly and completely and kahle, you need to actually show a commitment. What do I mean by that? I mean ukuthi you need to actually show ukuthi ngise interested that we make it work. I'm still interested, I'm still committed to the relationship, I'm still committed to the marriage. Ngise khona la, whatever esasivumelana ngakho, whatever vows are disrespectiwe ngenxa yengikwenzile, I am willing to actually go back and remind myself of the same vows and stand by them. So therefore, I'm willing to commit again, and I'm willing to actually start over, because when trust has been dented, believe me, you are at a point where you're starting over, because it's more like, I want you to trust me again, so I want you to lean on me again. I want you to believe, because I'm not gonna drop you. I want you to believe me again, because you can trust me with your heart. That's the situation that we're trying to repair here. And wherever the heart is involved, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be work. And it's going to be, that is why you need to be both committed to the process. Why do I say it's a process? It's a process because it doesn't happen overnight. If you are expecting ukuthi ngiyaxolisa, ngiyaxolela, let's move on. It's not done properly, and izonilimaza ngoba izoloku ibuya. That is where you get ama cases where umuntu ezoloku ekukhumbuza njalo ukuthi wena wenza ukuthi, uyakhumbula ukuthi wena wenza ukuthi, uyakhumbula ukuthi usuqala lezi zinto zakho. So that is when you're gonna get lawo occurrence of izinto ezinjalo. So we're trying to actually deal with things occurring again. So things happening over and over and over again. So we're trying to deal with such things. That is why then City Vuma, Kulumani, you are free again to do, because you're trying to do everything and anything for your marriage to work again. So even if it calls Guti, I renew my vows to you, and I actually get in touch with us again, because when this happens, what happens is siya detacher. When I say detach, it's more like we get to be apart from each other emotionally, physically, and psychologically. It affects us ngaleyo ndlela ukuthi omunye, in the mind and in the soul, you go your way, I go my way, because into yethu isihlukaniswe ilokuthi I don't think I can trust you again. So now you need to be prepared to be trusted again. And my expectations, you need to be able to ask ukuthi, so what do you expect from me? I had a lot of people asking ukuthi, so how do I make somebody believe ukuthi I am remorseful and sincerely I apologize? I always say, and the easiest way I can respond to that is uxolisa, it is followed by a change of behavior and a change on the tone of doing things. And I change yakhona. I just want to tell the person that has been wronged lana okuyena owoniwe ukuthi you wait, you evolve with the change, you grow with the situation, because if you're going to expect change to be instant, like we said it's a process. So it's a process for him, it's a process for her, depending who wronged who here in this instant. And then again, you are in a position to start then rebuilding. So when you're rebuilding, you decide to forgive, you decide to be forgiven. Like I said, ukuthi, it is a journey. Njengoba ubona ngibala zonke lezi zinto engibalayo, it actually tells you ukuthi it's a journey. It doesn't just, you don't just sleep and then the next day everything is done, everything is back. Abanye abantu uyafuna kube njalo, uyafuna ukuthi mangabe kwenzekile such a huge thing like this, akukho esithi esik-undermineayo ukuthi okunye kuncane okunye kukhulu. Umuntu into ebuhlungu kimi angeke izifane nobuhlungu kuwe. So angikwazi ukuthi ngiminimize inhlungu yakho ngithi hawu into encane kanje awu bonke abantu bayakwenza ukuthi awu sungazudinwe lokho ngoba kuwena kwafinyelela la endaweni ebebhlungu khona. So ingakho ke kungekho lula. And then okunye kufanele ukwenze when we're rebuilding a trust, you decide to let the past go. Letting the past go, it's not as I say it. You don't decide and it happens now. It's something that you release gradually. Being encouraged by the love that you have for each other, which is one, and being encouraged by the joint venture that you have or the joint journey that you have embarked on. I trust you. I trust your commitment because you've spoken about it and you have recommitted yourself to the relationship, to the marriage. So I trust that. Yabo, ukuthi akakabuyeli konke, yes, but there are things ezincane ama-beginnings ukuthi okay, you made me trust the foundations of ukuthi ngize ngikwazi ukukunika ithuba, ngikunika indlebe, ungilalele, ungichazele, ngikuzwe, ngikulalele. Sometimes angizokuzwa. That is why I'm saying ukuthi give space for questions. Nobuzayo, it's not that ubuza at a point yokuthi she wants to destroy, because senuvumelene okokuqala ukuthi you want to make it work. So now you need to take it ukuthi whatever akubuza nafuna ukwazi, it's because it's for the best of the both of you. Again, be open to improve, because now you know ukuthi ama expectations ukuthi you then change things. You then we all responsible, we all accountable, and we all are responsible for the change that we want to see in the relationship, in the marriage, where this is concerned, because we're specific about everything else, but lana ngoba sikhuluma ngaloko sikhuluma ngakho. So you just make sure that you want to see improvement and you're not going to blame anyone, but we're going to pull in together. You are going to tell me, you are going to give me space whenever I feel like asking ukuthi okay, lana ngiyafuna ukuxola, or while I'm trying, or while I'm in the journey, because even during the sessions that is what happens, because this is a journey. So you allow space to actually ask umuntu akwazi ukuthi abe open enough ukuthi today I do not feel right, I do not feel well, and because akekho omunye umuntu azokwazi ukuthi share this. And remember ngithe noma sithi inini abantu abangasizana ukuthi niphilisane. Uma ngithi niphilisane ngisho ukuthini, ngisho ukuthi uwena ofanele urape lesisilonda, nomunye akutshela ukuthi kubhlungu ke la, bese uyabheka, bese uyarapa la, because uyazi ukuthi kwenzekeni. Ngoba kuzosiza ukuthi ungamvumeli ukuthi akhulume lokho afuna ukukhuluma, ulalele, ubeke indlebe, bese ukwazi ukuthi nilungise isimo. So ilokho ke nje ukukhuluma ebesinakho namhlanje nebesibonisana ngakho ukuthi kahle kahle ngidlula kanjani ke kulento isiyenzekile, but I still want to work it out. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give in. And again, when you give up and you give in, we will talk about it some other time. Uguti, what does it mean to actually when you give up or you give in? Because we need to give it time. Uguti, analyze nako. Uguti, when do you really accept defeat empilweni about something? Or when do you fight? When do you fight well? And when do you fight wisely? And when do you fight? How do you strategize the fight? And how do you choose your fights? And when is it worth it to fight? And when is it actually worth it to pull back a bit and to step back and to give yourself time to look at whatever is happening from a distance. In that case, you're not giving up, but you are strategizing ukuthi, how do I come back to this thing if I want it work, and to make sure that I come back a better person, and I come back a person that will be able to stand whatever that I can hear. Because nakhona lapho you have a right yokuthi mhlawumbe umuntu and then kwenzeka into infidelity, and then umuntu athi okay, suggesting ukuthi let's go see someone, let's go see a professional. Omunye umuntu angathi whoa, I don't think I'm ready. That doesn't say I'm giving in, that doesn't say I'm giving up, but it only says ukuthi I need to be ready, because sometimes I don't think ukuthi I'm in a good space yokuthi to actually receive and interpret whatever I'm going to hear. Because when you come to us, the only way that we know how to heal, ukuthi you open the wound, it's gonna hurt, because it's more like you're removing the plaster and everything that you have managed to put on top of the wound.